IB English B Standard Level How to Decode the Writing Task in Paper 1. This video will give the essential skills that are necessary to fully understand the Standard Level English B Paper 1 writing task and the best way to answer it. For the Standard Level English B paper, you have 1 hour and 15 minutes to complete a writing task. You will be given 3 writing tasks and you must select one task. You are instructed to write between 250 and 400 words. On the next slide is a Standard Level Paper 1 writing task. Excessive phone use and over-reliance on social media has become a real problem at your school, and you want to make students aware of this and how it can be addressed. Write a text in which you explain the problem and how it can be overcome. Write between 450 and 600 words. You have 3 options: email, speech, or diary. You need to decode the answer in order to fully understand what you must do. Your task is the first sentence. Excess mobile phone use and over-reliance on social media has become a problem at your school, and you want to make students aware of this and how it can be addressed. You have to write a text and are given 3 text options. You have to select the most appropriate text option. So the 3 options you're given are email, speech, and diary. For this particular task, the most appropriate text type option is a speech because in the question it says you want to make students aware of this. A diary is the least appropriate option because this text type is personal. An email can be partly appropriate, but the response, or it has to be addressed to students. Your writing task will involve 2 parts. Each part must be addressed in your response. You need to explain the problem of excess phone use and over-reliance on social media, and secondly, how this problem can be overcome. That is your task. As mentioned, you have 1 hour and 15 minutes to answer this question. Spend about 10 minutes planning your answer. All the top IB English B answers for paper 1 demonstrate planning. It is easy and straightforward. This is simply what you have to do. Again, it's a speech, so you address the students. Hello students, very simply, I would like to talk about the excessive use of mobile phones at this school. You're addressing the question, making it clear who your audience is. Paragraph 1, you just simply explain the problem of excess use of mobile phones at your school. For the second paragraph, second part of the task is how this problem of excess use of mobile phones at your school can be resolved. It's very important to note that the 2 tasks do not have to be equal in length. However, both should be given some detailed attention. You must then begin and end the text with the correct register. As this is a speech, it must be addressed to a group of people and concluded appropriately. On the following slide, there are model answer on how to obtain a Level 7 response. Dear fellow students, how many times have we heard our parents say or shout, "You are spending too much time on your mobile phone and too little on your studies"? I am also a victim of relying too much on my phone and spending longer than I plan on social media. The purpose of my speech is to make you understand that we should be more sensible when it comes to using our mobile phones and how long we spend on social media. There are countless times when I've spent hours on my mobile and my assignment remains incomplete. Not only are we neglecting our studies, but we also are misleading ourselves. Our self-esteem suffers because of social media. We are constantly taking selfies and are becoming obsessed with how we look. This is not important and a waste of precious time. On average, a teenager spends 9 hours a day, I must repeat this, 9 hours a day on their phones. Let me be honest, on average, how long do we spend on our homework and assignments each day? I'm not here to expose your or our addiction to our mobiles. I simply want us to think seriously about this issue. One question, if we spend 9 hours on our studies each day, imagine what we could achieve. Can anybody present please raise their hands if they spend more time studying daily than using their mobiles? How can this excessive dependency on our phones be overcome? We teenagers now are young adults. We need to act decisively and admit that we have a problem with excessive use of our mobile phones and that we spend too much time on social media. Once we admit this, then we can overcome this problem. I do not want to sound like our nagging parents or the strict teacher, but we should be mature and admit we have a dependency on our phones and change our habits. Limit the time we spend on our phones. Limit the times we spend on social media. Set ourselves a specific time each day when we can happily use our phones, engage in more face-to-face contact with each other. Finally, thank you for listening to me. My intention is to show that mobiles are useful, but we need to be more sensible when we use them in school.